Greetings everybody! Welcome back to the channel, Cards Everywhere here. Today I am bringing you another weekly league deck using the Ancient Egypt cards. And we're going to try and take advantage of the new card, Curse of the Pharaohs. So let's give you a quick rundown and we'll jump into a game to see how it does. First up we have the Fusion, Tutankhamun. On the play, your Ramses II card in hand gains 93 power this turn. Next up we have Cleopatra. On the return, your Ancient Egypt and Egyptian mythology cards, wherever they are, cost -1 energy until played. Next is Imhotep. On the draw, for every round completed this game, your Ancient Egypt cards, wherever they are, gain 9 power until played. Next we have Nabata Plata Calendar Circle. On the draw, if your deck contains any Moon in Motion card, your Ancient Egypt cards, wherever they are, gain 19 power until played. And then on the return, your remaining space cards in hand cost -2 energy next turn. Next up we have the main card, Curse of the Pharaohs. On the draw, your Ancient Egypt cards, wherever they are, gain 24 power until played. And on the play, if you're trailing by 200 power or more, your opponent loses -10 power permanently. Hopefully we won't have to use that effect, as we will be ahead. Next is Sphinx. On the play, for every Ancient Egypt and or Egyptian mythology card in your deck, this card gains 7 power. And on the return, if you won the turn, this card keeps the power permanently. Next we have Library of Alexandria. On the play, your history and science cards in hand gain 38 power this turn, and on the return, this card loses 40 power until played. Next we have Eye of Ra. On the play, if played in the middle slot and next to Eye of Horus, your opponent's cards in hand lose 35 power this turn. Also, if played next to the Sun, they lose an additional 15 power this turn, and if your deck contains Sight, the card opposite this loses 10 power permanently. Next is the Lighthouse of Alexandria. On the return, if your deck has 2 or more Egyptian mythology cards, your Ancient Egypt cards, wherever they are, gain 26 power and cost -1 energy permanently. Next we have Wepet Rent Festival. On the draw, your Egyptian mythology and Ancient Egypt cards, wherever they are, gain 15 power for 2 turns. Next we have another Eye, the Eye of Horus. On the play, if played in the right slot and next to the Eye of Ra, your Ancient Egypt and Egyptian mythology cards, wherever they are, gain 14 power permanently. Next up is Desiru. On the play, your Ancient Egypt cards and Egyptian mythology cards in hand gain 30 power this turn. Next we have the Sphinx. On the play, all Ancient Egypt and Egyptian mythology cards in both players' hand gain 15 power this turn. Next we have Identity Theft. On the play, for every legendary card in your opponent's deck up to a maximum of 10, your cards in hand gain 4 power until played. Next up, Luxor Temple. On the return, your common history cards, wherever they are, cost -1 energy until played. Next we have a Moon in Motion card, Snow Moon. On the play, your fabulous fish cards in hand gain 20 power for 2 turns. Second to last, King Scorpion. At the start of a turn, if you're losing the round, this card costs +2 energy until played, and if you're winning the round, this card costs -3 energy until played. And last up we have Ramses II. On the play, your Ancient Egypt and Egyptian mythology cards in hand gain 10 power this turn. So guys, that is the deck. Let's jump into a game and see how it does. I have been doing fairly well this week. I haven't climbed the ladder too high as it is quite time consuming. But I do like the high energy week as we can play around and have more interesting and variation decks. So hopefully we can make this do well. The Ancient Egypt cards are some of my favourites. They served me very well when I first began the game, as they are quite accessible to the newer players. Looks like we have found an opponent. We will jump into the first round. See what we drew. We got Identity Theft and the Sphinx. We give the opponents a hello. So we'll play Lighthouse of Alexandria. We'll hold on to that. We'll play Identity Theft. And we'll play the Sphinx. It's not an ideal first hand, but hopefully we can get ahead of the opponent to get King Scorpion a little cheaper. Unfortunately, the opponent did hit our Identity Theft, one of the stronger cards, but we are ahead. So we will get King Scorpion will be a little cheaper next turn, and it gets a nice little boost. So we will play that in the first turn, or first slot. We'll play it in the second slot, get Emotep out, and we'll get rid of the Snow Moon out of the hand, as the two cards left in our hand are combo cards, so we'll try and get the most out of them. So we are still ahead by a little bit. Going into the last turn of the round. So let's get Desir out for a big boost. We'll get Nibata, and we'll play Wepet for 4-2-3, quite a strong hand. And it looks like it is enough. There we have it, folks, the first round won. And we're going into the next round, and we'll get the bonus on the Eye of Horus, and hopefully draw the Eye of Ra as well. There we have it. And we got the Cleopatra and the Curse of the Pharaohs. So we'll get the curse out. We'll play the Eye of Ra and the Eye of Horus for a nice big 480. And the Eye of Ra will do a lot of damage to the opponent. So we are in a massive lead. The opponent did play the Tetsudo formation, which is quite unfortunate for him. His cards will be a lot stronger, but I think we will be doing quite well this round. There is Tutankhamun, Ramses, and we'll get the Sphinx out as well for 474. Hopefully we can beat the opponent so the Sphinx will get to keep his power. Looks like he doesn't, but we are still well in the lead, and the opponent will be burning through his energy. We are burning through our own energy quite a bit, so I think I'll get Cleopatra out quite soon here. So we get Cleopatra, we get Lighthouse, we'll get the Lighthouse in the first slot, and the Library of Alexandria for 368. Strong turn from the opponent, but we are still ahead, so there we have it, 2 rounds in a row. And our cards will be a little cheaper next turn, and as you can see, Luxor Temple is at 200. Well, it will be again this round, as we have our Identity Theft. So let's see what we can get here. Plus 18 with Emotep. I think we will play Identity Theft in the middle, Luxor Temple, and Emotep for 468 plus the boosts. Hopefully Shinigami doesn't hit anything good. It did. It is quite unfortunate, but we are still ahead, so King Scorpion will be a little cheaper. And the Sphinx is at 0 energy, which is very, very good. As you can see, this deck ramps up very, very high. So we are doing 263 with a single card. We get the Sphinx and Desir for a 762. Very, very strong. As you can see, this deck is very powerful. And easy enough to build. So I would recommend it if you are struggling a little bit this week. Let's see what we can do here. We have the Curse of the Pharaoh again, giving the boosts. So we have all our cards are 200 and over, so 665. I do not see the opponent doing much to this. There we have it, folks. As you can see, this deck is very, very powerful, so I highly recommend it. And there is the win. 3 rounds in a row. No problem at all. So, if you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I am still trying to grow, so I do appreciate all interactions with the channel. And stay tuned for more decks next week. Cards Everywhere out.